And good morning, everyone. It's a beautiful, snowy morning in April in Chicago. I don't know what the hell this is, but you know what? It's still going to be a freaking great day. Wake Up Mintzy, presented by Dude Wipes and our fine friends at Stella Blue. Stella Blue Coffee, the only way to wake up in the morning. Big Cat, one of the true greatest Americans, and his coffee is mighty fine too. It's the only way to wake up in the morning. Drink some Stella Blue, get your freaking mind right, and let's destroy the day.
That was good, Mitzi. That's a good ad right
Thank
there.
you. I appreciate that. And also, Wake Up Mintzy presented every day by the fine folks of Dude Wipes. You'll never need dry, scratchy, crappy toilet paper again. One use of Dude Wipes, and you're going to wonder where the hell that product's been the whole rest of your life. You can find them at Walmart, Amazon, and online and nationwide retail stores. We love Dude Wipes. If there was ever a show that needed messes cleaned up, it's this one. Today, a lot of stuff to get into. First of all, we're joined for is the second. I guess you popped this one. Third Wake Up Mintzy appearance.
Third time.
Yeah, for Barstool's still newest employee, Ohio's Tate. But got some fun stuff to get into with him today. And then we're also going to be joined later by a guy that I feel like is literally one of the unsung heroes of this business and this company, Quigs. He's a huge NC State fan. Run of a lifetime for them making the Final Four. But even more than that, for those that argue, Quigs is behind all the ridiculous memes and videos and stuff we do, like Quigs Advisors. He's like a graphical genius. And so I'm pumped to have him on. A lot of Tyler Moody joining us from Louisiana. Mr. Moody, how are you this morning?
Hey, what's up, boys? How we doing? Feeling good over here.
Doing pretty damn good, man. You know, it's other than I don't think in Louisiana, what's the weather like in Louisiana?
I hadn't been outside yet today, but I'm gonna assume it's not too bad. I think we got a high of like 75. Yeah, 50 to 75 today. So it's nice weather here in the Ratchet City.
Well, that cheers me up because I'm going to be heading to Louisiana late tomorrow. I've got Hogs for the Cause this weekend. Everybody knows my favorite charity thing, favorite barbecue and music fest for charity. The high looks like 73 in NOLA Friday night, Saturday. No chance of rain, which is like a miracle for Hogs because it's always muddy. I'll be pushing fundraising links today, trying to raise money. All the money goes to families fighting child cancer. Super pumped about that. And man, can't wait to get back to New Orleans. Before we get to that, let's talk to Mr. Tate. You're 3 weeks in. How are things going?
Good. I think I've kind of found my groove a little bit. Came in hot, throwing things at the wall, seeing what's going on. But then this week last 2 weeks, I've really gotten back to blogging. I think I wrote 7 on Monday and 6 yesterday, and trying to do the same today. And that's what Dave hired me to do. So that's what I'm doing now.
So you're okay. So look, your blogging's great. So you're doing the grading the blog as well.
Yeah, I do. That's been good. Once a week. It started on Fridays. We moved it to Mondays because I think the traction's a little bit better. I use my teaching expertise and then my blogging to kind of grade the blog of the week. The 200 plus blogs we do, and it's gotten some good feedback.
All right, cool. It seems like you've got a lot of stuff going on. I saw you're building your TikTok as well.
I'm trying to. I talked to I had lunch with Hank in my first week here, and I was like, what are some things I can do additionally? Like, I was hired to blog, but what are some things that really pop out? And he said, man, if you could get 50,000 TikTok followers, that'd really be a nice little resume booster. And so I made the goal to have 50,000 TikTok followers in 5 months, so 10,000 a month. So I've been making a couple TikToks a day, and follow at Barstool Tate on TikTok.
Okay. What number are you at right now?
I'm at like 7,500.
That's a good start.
Yeah. So coming up, the first month will be like April 11th. So I need to be at 10,000 by April 11th, hoping to get there, but then it's continuously growing from there. Is how can you keep getting them, you know?
All right. Follow Barstool Tate on TikTok. I also want to mention, let's get into, I know you got something in the works for me that's been being discussed that we wanted to share with the fans here on Wake Up Mintzy.
Listen, here's the thing though. We're going to talk about it, and I'm excited to talk about it, but we can't share too much.
No, I don't even know too much. That's kind of the whole point, is that it's going to surprise me.
There's been some backdoor meetings. There's been some front door meetings. I got another meeting I had a meeting yesterday. I got another meeting on Friday. Mintzy and I had dinner, like my second day here. Right. And I was just kind of joking around, pitching some ideas to him that we could do content wise. And one of them was remake Billy Madison, which everyone knows Billy Madison has to graduate kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third, all the way up through 12th grade to take over the business. And so I was just joking about it. And then that really took off. And I talked about it on the Yak, and Big Cat was like, no, let's actually do that. And then Corey, the head of production, like walked by and he was like, hey, like, let's meet on Wednesday. He's like, come with your production notes. I have no idea what that means.
Neither do I.
So I made a PowerPoint. I don't know what I was supposed to do. I made a PowerPoint and I said, here's what we should do in kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, blah, blah, lesson plans, tests, whatever. And he's like, oh, this is really good. So he turned that into like a production, like spreadsheet. And then we got a producer now. That was the big news yesterday.
Oh, wow. This thing's moving forward.
Yeah. Lucas, who produces Jerry After Dark, which is an absolute monster, is now going to be helping us produce. So I'm meeting with Lucas on Friday. We're working on logos. We're working on lesson plans. So, but Mintzy's been walking around. I love Mintzy, but he really wants to know a little bit of what's going on, but he just can't because he's the student.
That my only suggestion I gave Tate was I took 3 years of Spanish in high school. And if I had to like have a real Spanish teacher in here and had to work on relearning Spanish, I think that would be extremely funny.
That's a good idea.
That was really my only suggestion. But I'm wondering, so obviously things are in the works. It's coming next couple of weeks. I think it's hilarious because I went back to school to prove I wasn't a fool when I was 31 to finish Ole Miss. And now I'm 40 and I'm going back as Billy Madison.
Did you get into Ole Miss when you're 30? Like, do you have to apply when you're 30?
Luckily, Ole Miss's admission standards are rough. No, I'd already finished.
Foreshadowing.
No, I'd already, like, I had like 20 something hours left to graduate from my undergrad days. But what happened with me was I always joke all the time. I started Ole Miss with Eli Manning in 2001 and I graduated with Chad Kelly in 2015. It was quite a roller coaster, but I went back. I mean, I was gone for a lot of years. I went back, but no, I found online poker when I was like 22, 23 and started making really good money.
So you gave up school to start playing poker on?
I would more say I half-assed school and would take like 3 or 6 hours a semester and just play poker and just wasn't going anywhere with it. And finally, I kind of realized in 2008, like, hey, you're just lying to yourself if you're going to finish right now. All you're worried about is poker and making money. But it actually worked out great because when I went back in 2014, it was a really good experience. I got like a part-time job and finished school.
Cool. That's cool.
I graduated with a 2.00000.
Is that true?
Oh, yeah. I graduated with the pure bare minimum in like 8 years.
A 2.0 is wild. Because my thing that I've been saying in these meetings is like, I think Mintzy's like, I don't think your social smarts, your street smarts might be the highest off the charts, but I do think that you're like good at math, right? Like
I'm very good at math. I'm very good at poker.
Well, 2.0 doesn't say you're very good.
Well, no, I just didn't ever go to class or try.
Gotcha.
But I did when I went back that year.
Okay.
But it was weird because it was like 8 years later.
Did you walk at graduation? No.
But I got the degree.
That would have been a good picture.
That would have been a good picture. I should have done that. That would have been really, really funny. But yeah.
So how do you think this is going to go? So basically the format is pretty out there, which is you're going to have to pass kindergarten. You're going to have to pass first grade, second grade, third grade. And then if you don't, you're going to get another chance at it.
Okay.
But
I honestly think that there's going to be no problem till 6th or 7th grade. And then it's going to. Maybe I'm assuming when you assume you make an ass out of you and me though.
I don't know, Mintzy. I've only known you for 3 weeks, and you think you can do what third graders do?
What do third graders do? We're gonna find out. Find out on the new. What do you have a name for the series yet?
We're thinking we've got it down to a couple. We had because it's Billy Madison, so we had Benny Mintzyson. We had Mintzy Madison, which I think I really like.
I think I like that one more.
We had Big Cat was just like Ben Mintz versus school. And then to kind of play off like the famous trial, the famous court case, Brown versus the Board of Education. Maybe we could do Mintzy versus the Board of Education. But I think it's gonna be Mintzy Madison. I think it's gonna be Mintzy Madison.
I don't know. I just think the back to school to prove I'm no fool part's funny. Like not saying that's the name, but that's
no. We might. I was saying we need a trailer. Like movies have trailers. Mintzy Madison needs a trailer. So I think we should do one where you're just like whistling on the side of the road, with your lunch packed and back to school to prove to.
Who's going to be Veronica Vaughn as the
You're
teacher?
looking. I'm the teacher. That's the whole point of the show.
You're not one fine piece of ass,
Hey,
unfortunately.
hey,
Tate.
hey, hey. I don't know. Maybe we'll get some people in there. Maybe
I'm
we'll get,
joking.
yeah,
Of course.
but it'll be fun, Mincy. I think we're gonna start. We're doing these meetings, and I hope to start shooting. I think they said like May 1st, and then
Okay.
start releasing it from there.
Okay.
So
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Well, I'm excited about it. I'm a open-minded guy as well. And, I think it'll be hilarious. So I'll embrace it. And
yeah, I'm assuming you're good at math. How did you take the ACT when you were?
yeah, I made it 28.
See, Mincy, that's what I'm saying. Like out of nowhere, you drop a score that for most people is pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say it's like elite, but it was good.
I mean,
I was smart. Like I said, I was top like 200, probably right on the edge of top 200 online poker player in the world for a minute.
oh, you were good.
Yeah. I was real good. I mean, that's all I did for 8 years.
I didn't know that.
From 2006 to 14, I just played poker.
Making money.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't have a job. I literally didn't have a job for 8 years. And, I had a good, yeah. I mean, if I'd have been a little smarter with my off field or off table activities, I probably would have kept it going.
Really?
Yeah.
When's the last poker tournament you've played in?
The one that Dave,
I know,
the Moneymaker Tour, but I got some coming up here too. So I'm excited.
Oh, do you? What are you doing?
I'm excited. I'm trying to play World Series of Poker Chicago main event next weekend. It's 1,700, but
it costs 1,700 to get in.
Yeah,
What can you win?
like 250K. Big one. So that's next weekend. So I'm trying to play that for sure. I think it's about an hour from here.
Okay.
So that's
cool.
kind of coming up next. I also want to, so we got the Mintzy Madison, whatever that is. Dude, this is going to be hilarious. I'm going to embrace, look, I'm all in on it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care. Like, there ain't no, if anybody knows anything about me, there ain't no shame in my game.
I do agree with that. But also, it's not going to be, we're not going to, the good news is we're not going to have to script or do anything for theatrics. Like,
no, that's why Barstool works. That's nothing but organic.
Yeah.
And also, so there's going to be a party if I graduate high school. Is there a party in junior high too?
I don't know. That's what we're talking about. Do you get something? Because if you get something every time you pass a grade, that's cool.
I kind of want to save it up and be a bit.
But if you don't pass a grade, then you get punished.
Oh, wow. Yeah. And Lucas, the Jerry After Dark thing.
Yeah. He knows what he's doing.
He's got Luke Hazy's got a devious mind from what I hear.
Yeah. So we were thinking like maybe graduation parties at the end or rewards if you pass, punishments if you don't. Maybe try to get the chat involved a little bit.
Okay.
So it'll be.
Yeah. And if the chat on Wake Up Mintzy right now, if y'all have any suggestions for this, fire away. We love y'all. For joining us in the morning. Tyler Moody's always watching the chat. I need, honestly, just hand up. I need to interact with the chat a little more here on a day-to-day basis because I appreciate you guys spending your morning, waking up and getting your minds right with Dude Wipes and Stella Blue Coffee. All right. Well, I'm excited about the Billy Madison thing. You're working on the blog. How are you liking Chicago so far?
Listen, these past 2 weeks have been better. The first week I was really pressing. I was coming in, trying to be the first one, the latest one, doing all that, and didn't even set up my bed. Didn't even like I was just trying to do too much. Now that I've gotten accustomed to the lifestyle of get here, write 5 or 6 blogs, sit in the gambling cave while baseball's on, while I blog, go home, exercise. Life's been good. I will say this Barstool 15, like I put on the freshman 15 when I went to college.
Yeah.
This Barstool 15 is real.
Dude, I totally feel you. Because I always fight it too. And I dropped a bunch of weight last year. And the NCAA tournament streams were not, there was a real lack of discipline on my part. And I've been working out and running, but it's like if you get to 40, you can't, if you eat bad, it doesn't matter how much you work out.
And people are going to say to me, dude, you're skinny, you're whatever, who cares? No, I disagree. I understand that I'm not the biggest person in the world, but when you have to change shirt sizes,
it's the worst.
That's the most embarrassing thing. So yeah, I came in, the first week I came in was conference tournament week. And I didn't know what that meant. So I packed my lunch the first day. Cool. We start watching these basketball games. There's food out in the kitchen. There's Raising Cane's everywhere, which I love.
Love Todd Graves. I'm actually talking to him later today.
There's a Raising Cane's right by my school. That was my most frequented lunch place that I would go to. Love Raising Cane's. Then there's food, and then all of a sudden Big Cat needs to change the vibes, and he orders Blizzard.
Oh yeah.
And there's candy, and so you do that Thursday, you do that Friday, you do that Saturday, you do that Sunday. So you sit all day, you eat all day. You do it the next week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for March Madness. We have the play-in games. All of a sudden, we come back for Sweet 16. I put on 15 pounds in 2.5 weeks.
It's crazy. It's like deflating how fast it's a double-edged sword though. You gain it real quick, but then when you like right the ship, when you're doing bad, you lose it real quick too. And so, but yeah, dude, I feel you. No, like, cause same thing. I fought so hard to get, like, all I wanted last year was to get the XL shirts and double X. And I wear XL shirts now, but last few weeks they're getting a little tight again. I was just like, but I feel I've
been
done
a
good
hoodie
this week.
guy because I don't want anyone to see the old. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but good. Yeah, no, it's a real thing. It's a never ending battle. That's for damn sure. And while I'm sure I'll lose weight while I eat a ton of barbecue at Hogs for the Cause this weekend in New Orleans too. Knock on wood. I'm joking, obviously. So well, good. Sounds like things are going well. I saw your video bitching about the snow this morning. I mean, it snowed a lot in Cleveland too, right?
I mean, well, it snowed in Ohio, but I would say that coming to Chicago, everyone's telling me, and I get that it's April, it can be bad weather at times, but like, hey, as this weather starts to turn, there's no better place to be than Chicago. So I've been walking to work this week. It hasn't been that cold. It hasn't been terrible. I wake up this morning, it's snowing outside. And it's like, hey, what is it, April 3rd or April? I don't even know what it is.
Yeah, it's April 3rd today.
And I understand that, April showers and stuff like that. I didn't know that meant April snow showers. So yeah, I walked to work today, 35 minutes in the snow.
Love the grind. I took a lift.
You lit? Oh,
I live a little over I could walk 30 minutes. I'm when the weather's nice, I'll walk.
Yeah.
I'll walk to work when the weather's nice, but right now I ain't walking in this today.
People forget that we almost live by each other, Mintzy.
Yeah, no, tell that story. Oh man, I was bummed about that.
Listen,
I had it figured out where Tate was going to live on the floor in my building,
right across the hall.
But then another building made him an offer, Godfather style, made him an offer he couldn't refuse.
So basically, Mintz was very nice. I accepted a job in February, and then was starting March 11th. And I had just bought a house and didn't know what I was going to do. Never been to Chicago, whatever. Mintzy tweets out his view, beautiful view, right, of the Sears Tower, Willis Tower, whatever it's called. So I DM Mintzy and I'm like, yo, what part of town do you live in? That's really cool. He responds. He's like, this is the building I live in. We've got an opening on the door across the hall. Like, I'll get a referral bonus. Like, this, we could make content. This would be super cool. So I looked into it. Very nice building.
Oh yeah, it's
very
great.
Nice place. The two things I didn't like. Well, the one thing I didn't like was that the view on your side.
Oh yeah, you didn't.
Fantastic.
Yeah, you didn't have that. So yeah,
wouldn't have had that view.
Oh, that would have been that was what got me.
And then the other thing was there's another building that I really like, so I narrowed it down to two. And I told him, I said, like, hey, I'm choosing between two buildings, and the one said, all right, well, we'll give you a free month's rent. And so I was like,
what are you gonna do?
Yeah. But and the one across the hall got rented in that time period.
Oh, okay.
So I would have been on a different.
I just think it would have been the funniest thing of all time if you were on my hall floor.
Could you imagine, Mintzy?
Yeah,
that tutoring session.
Yeah, we'd work out together in the gym and stuff.
We could.
Yeah, that
was a pool.
Oh yeah. We got pool, we got grills. We're just open in May.
I swam this morning.
I saw you. So yeah, you're going.
That'll be about the last time I do that.
Swimming works out different muscles and stuff.
Yeah. It's tough, but
good for you. Well, I'm glad to hear it's going well so far. It seems like you're finding your kind of lane. You're getting comfortable. The one of the things, I know it's like a daunting thing when you go to Barstool, but man, everybody here, we got such a good work culture. It's so positive in the Chicago office. Everybody makes you feel right at home. I mean, the adjustment has been good, right?
Yeah, even from like the first day when Paige showed me around the office, she's like the nicest person in the entire world. Caitlin Walker, nicest person in the entire world. But then like even everyone from like the behind the scenes people are incredible. But even like the biggest, coolest, brightest stars at the company. Hey, what's up, dude? What's going on? Who do you like tonight in the game? What are you doing for lunch? It's the place is. Here you go. The real celebrities here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get them on.
Hang on, I might have to adjust the shot.
You want this spot?
I got to adjust. I think I got to adjust the shot. Yeah. Welcome, Quigs, to Wake Up Mintzy. I'm about to have to adjust the shot to get Quigs in this thing. So y'all hang on.
All right, Mintz. I'm gonna walk you through how to do this. Okay.
This is gonna be funny. Moody's gonna walk me through adjusting the camera. This will actually be hilarious on Wake Up Mintzy.
See how this. What are you just manually moving it?
Yeah, all this stuff here.
Yeah, we don't have a producer on site, so Mintz has to be his own producer in a way. So let's see if he's able to get this. All right, go to the black box, and I need you to zoom out on the bottom left.
Bottom left.
Yep, bottom left. Yep,
Okay.
yep.
Okay. Oh, now joystick.
Yeah, now joystick it to the right a little bit, and probably get Probably not a.
Wait,
Yeah, it's a
can you
crotch
move
shot. Wait, no crotch shots here.
Like move my seat up?
Yeah, can you move your seat? Like,
Oh yeah.
Move your whole chair up. Quick.
move your whole chair out. Look at that. Look at this, boys.
You probably need to-
Versatility.
maybe zoom out just a little bit more, and then
You can
go
also
and then
just
go
have
up.
Quigs on.
Zoom.
Yeah.
No, we
Come
You
zoom out
got
a
the
little
big
bit.
freedom gun.
Great.
zoom out. What am I doing?
Yep. Zoom out just a little bit more. No,
Oops.
no.
Oh, they won't go anymore.
Okay. Maybe have Quigs move a little bit more to his right then.
Okay, I think we're there.
Yeah. Tate's getting cut out a little bit.
Tate's a little cut out. Okay, maybe or Tate move a little left.
Okay.
There we go.
All right.
Yeah. We can work with that. You might get Quigs to move a little bit more to the right, and then we'll be.
We got it. Yeah. All right. Where you going, Quigs?
Moving this back.
Oh, okay. Quigs actually knows.
Quigs is actually the smartest of the three.
There we
that
go.
was
There we go.
Quigs knows. Quigs knows. Hell yeah. Versatility, boys.
Perfect.
I love it.
So that has actually been the problem
go
with
up.
us trying to run this remotely.
Oh, we got a dump. Yeah, we got the minute dump button as always.
Is that
Quincy,
Mintz
you-
has to make these plays.
No. Is Moody talking?
He's been talking the whole time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Me?
No, you're good. Well, anyway, so now we're also joined by, look, I'm going to butter him. Like, I'm literally, I mean, Quigs has a lot of big fans in this building, but I've got to be near the top of the list, I would think. I
appreciate
really think, I mean, I'm willing to say, I said it earlier, like, definitely one of the heroes in this building. I mean, you do. I know you're a downplay it. You freaking kill it with the stuff you do. Your memes and stuff, your stuff graphic.
Hero's a big word.
Okay, well, I
Think
mean,
about the teachers out there. The
that's
real
true. Well, I
teachers.
just his stuff at Advisor. I mean, he freaking kills it.
I appreciate that. I mean, it's I kind of get to do what I want, so I have like the best job here, I think.
There you go. I that's a pretty good thing to think. I feel like mine's pretty good too. I mean, I feel like we're all
you got a good gig too.
I feel like we're all just lucky to be here. But it was fun. I've been wanting to have Quigs on the show, but perfect timing with the once in a lifetime Final Four for the North Carolina State Wolfpack, who we got to get into this a little bit because I think people nationally don't realize. I mean, they think it's a crazy run, and I know they get it. But 5 games in 5 days in the ACC tournament, like that's what people are forgetting about right now.
And they were kind of a bad team this year.
Yeah, dude, Ole Miss, y'all, we beat y'all by like 25. And I mean, granted, it was early in the year and we ended up being nothing.
Yeah, we were 17-14. We were pretty much losing as much as we were winning. I was hoping to get by Louisville and then figured our run would end, and it just hasn't stopped.
And then I saw it came up on the highlights, but was it the second game when y'all played Virginia in the ACC tournament or the third?
Third.
Okay, this Virginia game, you're down by 3 with 5 seconds left. They got an 85% foul shooter at the line, misses, and y'all run down and just hit a ridiculous bank 3.
Yeah.
At the buzzer to force OT. I mean, you don't make that or he makes that free throw. Talk about like one of the all-time ripples in the pond.
Yes, Virginia royally screwed that game. They really did, and that set everything off. But yeah, it was awesome. I was in Scottsdale for a bachelor party that weekend, so got to hang out with all my buddies, and the whole bachelor party just became like, where are we going to watch the game today, which was awesome.
Like after y'all beat Virginia?
The whole weekend. I think we watched Cuse, Duke, Virginia, and UNC while we were there.
And that's another thing about this run. So not just is it like the 5 games in 5 days, but to get to beat Duke and UNC, who, you know, I can imagine what being, I mean, those fan bases are above everybody in college basketball.
Yeah,
and I know
they are,
you have to do, exactly. But you have to deal with that forever. And to get vengeance on them, I mean, that's got to make this even sweeter.
Oh, definitely. Like just beating Duke is awesome. Beating UNC is even better.
The ACC championship when y'all beat UNC was unreal.
Yeah, I love beating UNC because it's Duke and UNC, I guess, are both rivals of ours. Nobody from North Carolina goes to Duke.
Yeah, it's all like New Jersey.
It's all people from everywhere, maybe a few here and there. UNC, there's so many friends and people I know, and just feels a little sweeter.
Yeah. So it makes sense too, though, because if you're from North Carolina, everybody goes to UNC or NC State. So you beat Duke, you beat UNC, you win 5 games in 5 days, come in really hot, and then how are you feeling coming into the tournament? You got, still an 11 seed.
Going into the tournament, I was like, I've watched this team. We're not as good as we appeared, everybody else saw this amazing team in the ACC tournament, and that might be it for us. We used all our gas, and I thought we might have just been early first round exit. Then we haven't. We've kind of, other than Oakland, kind of easily won every game we've been in.
Yeah,
Like,
a lot of
pretty
games
handedly.
until going through the tournament run, you dominated the Texas Tech game. Y'all led wire to
Yeah.
wire. You dominated that first round. The Oakland game went to overtime and was crazy.
Yeah,
Y'all ended up pulling away in OT, winning by 6. They just couldn't stop DJ. Dude, DJ Burns, I mean,
he's unbelievable.
dude, the man is he's an American. Like, the NCAA tournament is the best because it's just like he's an American legend now.
He really-
literally is.
I don't know.
We
if
got
you
our
saw it
shirts.
yesterday.
He was at Applebee's.
He did a meet and greet at Applebee's.
Eating
and
good in the neighborhood.
The line was out to like the interstate. It was unbelievable.
I
People
mean,
love him.
he's got like Zach Randolph vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
but
much
he's
so.
touch and he's got a great passer and awareness. Dude, just love to see a big guy doing the damn
Yeah.
They
thing.
say he's going to be a football prospect.
They're saying, yeah, the NFL
Is that
left
an
there.
April Fool's joke?
I don't think it's an April Fool's joke, but I think it's like something that he's not in on.
Okay.
I think it was probably like just some sort of GM or something was like,
He's got
yeah,
good.
okay.
maybe we give him a workout, see what he's got.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know if it translates that easily.
Yeah.
So they're lined up around the block at Applebee's yesterday, huh?
Yeah, I would have been there.
I'll say this about NC State. I've noticed this just seeing y'all's Barstool accounts, y'all's fans on Twitter. Very passionate fan base and a pretty big one.
Yeah.
Like it's not a small school. At
Yeah.
all.
I think it's very passionate because you don't really become an NC State fan unless you went there or have like a strong tie, because there's great other options in North Carolina right around the same area. If you're growing up there and want to bandwagon somebody, you're not bandwagoning NC State. So there's like a real passion, I think, with being an NC State fan.
Yeah, I saw it a couple years ago when y'all got screwed in Omaha on that COVID deal. That was all time. Y'all were on a mission. Like that baseball team in 2021, y'all went to Arkansas, was like easily the best team and beat them. Y'all were on fire in Omaha. If that hadn't happened, I think y'all were going to win the damn thing.
I think so too. I mean, that was an era, like up until now, that was just, they call it NC State shit. It's no matter, like, whenever something starts to go right, something bad's about to happen. Which I think we kind of got out.
Oh, no, this basketball thing now, making the Final Four, even if you get, I mean, I don't think y'all will, but even if you get stomped in this game, it's not.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see this game. The Edey Burns matchup can go one of two ways. It's Edey is just his kryptonite, and all his moves he does just can't.
Could you imagine? That would be the greatest thing.
Of him just absolutely cooking him. That's option 2, which would be, I don't know, it could happen. But him just 40 minutes of cooking Edey, putting up
would be
28 on him would be amazing.
My whole thing is just the foul trouble thing. He's got the Edey. It's just,
that's most likely what's going to happen.
Yeah.
They'll probably have.
I mean, do y'all have some other bodies y'all can just throw at Edey other than him? I know Middlebrooks a little bit.
We have bodies, but like, does anybody have bodies for Edey?
I know. I just almost
Like-
would like keep Burns away from him and just let everybody else foul the crap out of him because y'all can't get Burns in foul trouble.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, we got Diarra and Middlebrooks, but I don't know. Not like they're 6'10", 6'11".
I mean, it's just
Edey's
Edey.
so
It's
big.
just like it's like a cheat. It's like game genie. It's
Yeah.
like not even. It's like not even fair. Well, looking back at this tournament run, so the Oakland game was, I mean, the biggest thriller, I
Yeah.
would say.
Yeah,
That was a hell of a game.
yeah, because they kind of snuck back in. I thought we were pretty kind of running away with it at the end. They snuck in. But yeah, that was a weird one. That was very dependent on how many threes Golke made. Like, that's, if he made 12, they were going to win. If he made 7, 8, we probably would have won pretty easily.
That was wild when I was just like the week later walking in and he's sitting on the couch in the stream.
I know.
Like, it was a week after he beat
I walked in
Kentucky.
with my NC State jacket on, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't mean to do this."
Did you talk to him?
No, I didn't. I felt like an asshole if I just like went up. I felt like I would have been like smug.
Yeah.
Be like, look at me, guy who's not on the team, versus you, who's like the star.
Yeah, no, he was a good dude
Yeah,
for sure. And then so y'all made the Sweet 16 and then really just jumped on Marquette and didn't.
yeah. We did. We have like these past 2 games, the Duke and Marquette game. It's a lot easier to win when the other team just cannot make a shot, which we've had. So that makes it a little easier to keep moving on if the team you're going against is 20% from behind the three, but you get what you get.
Yeah, we're joined by Quigs here on Wake Up Mintzy, presented by Dude Wipes. The Duke game. Y'all are down 27, 23 at half or 20, something like that.
Yeah.
A real ugly first half, but man, y'all came out in the second half, and I think y'all shot something like 9 for 34 first half, and then second half y'all started like 7 of 9 or something.
Yeah, that's just when DJ Burns took over.
He cooked them.
Filipowski couldn't do anything. He started getting in foul trouble. Who's their guy? Proctor. Proctor didn't show up to the game.
Nobody. Yeah, McCain. That guard didn't have a good game yet, and then nobody did. They scored 50-some points.
Yeah,
right?
that's what the McCain thing was weird. I thought McCain had a bad game and scored maybe like 12 points, and I saw a stat line at the end. He had like 32. I was like, when did he score that?
Yeah, it didn't seem like, wow. I would have never known that.
Yeah.
But so how, like, you get to beat Duke twice, you beat UNC. Of all of them, I mean, it's hard to rate. Like, was obviously the Elite Eight, but beating Duke was the favorite just because it got you the Final Four, or was there any other games that were more?
Yeah. The UNC, being UNC to win the ACC, because that's like, we have that banner. We won the ACC tournament first time since, I think, 86, maybe. No, more recent than that. But yeah, just that feeling and kind of like being with all my college friends when it happened was, I don't know, special moment.
Hell yeah. And so NC State hadn't made the Final Four since they won it in 83. This was their first Elite Eight since 86.
Yeah.
I mean, I was born in 83. I mean, that's a long time ago.
Yeah.
A 40.
And there's a lot of similarities between these two runs. Like,
if y'all play UConn in the title game, it would be, because I remember the Houston, they all were allegedly an underdog with no chance, and y'all were 6 seed.
Yeah,
so
UConn scares me, but
Purdue, like, y'all are like 9-point underdogs on DraftKings for this game. But I mean, y'all been other than the Oakland game, that y'all been at least a 6.5-point underdog in every. Texas Tech was 5. Y'all are favored by 6.5 over Oakland. Plus 6.5 against Marquette and plus 7 against Duke.
Yeah.
And y'all are underdogs most of the ACC tournament.
Racking up on this run.
Oh, he's money.
I've been parlaying every game. I parlay the men's and women's money line.
Yeah, and I hadn't even mentioned that on here, which is ridiculously selfish on my part. I mean, not just you in the men's Final Four, you're in the women's too. Yeah. And UConn did it too.
I know.
How the hell is that possible? There's so many teams in D1 basketball.
I know. It's unbelievable. I put in a future for both of them, the men and women, to win 100 to win 30K.
To win the title or make the Final Four?
Win the title. Yeah, wow. I haven't won 30K, I'll tell you that.
Wow. Yeah, it's going to be the women, tough one. South Carolina.
There's juggernauts on both ends.
Yeah, South Carolina is the Final Four where I hadn't looked at the line, but they're probably like plus 18 or something.
Yeah. Like, they're not even mentioning NC State when they talk about the women's Final
All they're talking
about. They got so many star-studded teams that, not that I don't blame them very much, and it's almost good that they're not mentioning us, but yeah, there's some women's star power. Probably more women's star power than there's ever been.
Is this the this has got to be the greatest pinnacle of NC State sports fandom, making men and women's Final Four at the same time, right?
Yeah, for me at least. Like, my lifetime of being a fan. Yeah, I can't think of anything that really comes close.
I mean, I don't see how you could, period. Like, I'm thinking out loud, like, what could you do better? Like, because, I mean, I love college baseball. If y'all would have won Omaha, it'd have been great. But, like, that's not the final, it's not popular as Final Four.
Yeah, no, we got nothing.
Y'all been pretty good at football. I mean, football, y'all are, like, solid.
Yeah, football's great.
No, y'all are, like, 8, 9 win. I mean, y'all got a solid program.
Yeah.
Did you grow up an NC State fan?
Not so much. I didn't really grow up a college sports fan. I had both my parents moved over here from Ireland, so I had, like, no allegiances to anything, so really didn't become an NC State fan until I went there, and then became a massive fan. I
want to ask, just as always, this is a great time to Wake Up Mintzy to ask about some background stuff. Like, how'd you end up getting here?
I started just replying to everything. I got into Barstool. I found podcasts. I think the first day that I went on the podcast app and I was like, I should listen to something, I went to the sports category and went to whatever's number one. And I think it was the day Part of My Take launched.
Oh, wow. So this was like 2015?
Yeah. So listen to them. Thought it was very funny. I had like very basic graphic skills at the time and just started replying to everything they posted, started to get into more Barstool stuff. And yeah, they were like using or just like I think they were just like taking stuff that I made and posting like just on Barstool and everything, which I didn't mind. Like that
No,
was
so how you were like posting it where like on the internet and they were
yeah, just on Twitter.
Okay.
And eventually got a DM from Dave and he's like, "Do you want to work here? Like the stuff you make is great. Do you want an internship?" And I kind of put it off for a little. I was like, I don't know if that's like my career path. I'm happy to keep making it and I can send it, email it to somebody rather than tweeting it. And then fast forward about a year, I didn't have an internship, and kind of just asked, like, does that offer still stand? Um, and I was actually doing some stuff with the Viceroy program and like redesigning all their logos.
Okay.
And I came in as Texas intern at the time, which was a wild ride.
Wait, Texas. Okay.
Yeah, he had an intern, believe it or not. And then eventually kind of started doing a bunch of other stuff as an intern and turned into.
So when you were an intern, were you in North Carolina just working remote?
So I came to New York for a summer, had one more year of college, and they kept me on as an intern while I went back to school for a year and then came back full time.
Okay, so you just came. So you were full time Barstool right out of college.
Yeah, like mostly. I was like freelance to start for a couple months, but in the office every day, and then full time within 4 or 5 months of being here.
Hell yeah! Did you? So how did you get like your graphic stuff is ridiculous? Like how did you get good at that? Is it like a natural talent?
Fake IDs. Yeah, I would just.
Oh, good. I wish we had some pics of your old school fake IDs. Oh my gosh, I bet you made some fire ones.
Yeah, I got into making those and became like very good at Photoshop through that.
That's unreal.
And then kind of just.
Did they always work?
Yeah.
What
No,
would they get through the holograms? Like how would they?
So I made like the designs for them. It was a pretty deep ring that I was involved in. I never like printed them or did any of that. I basically made the designs that anybody who has a fake ID business would buy and use.
Wow, they were that good.
Yeah, I guess.
So like, cause I remember those fake ID businesses.
Looking back on it.
I went back. I remember I went to like Texas to get one time back in the day. I went to Houston.
Yeah.
Went to some store and got some before I went to college.
Yeah. I mean, at the time I felt like they were good. Like looking back on it, what I would make now, like, and if I saw what I was making, I'd be like, oh, that's awful. I could do that way better. But
that was for your profession.
But yeah, they're also all fake IDs are kind of shitty. It's more about like the confidence.
Yeah, no, it totally is about
that. You get a bunch of like 19-year-old girls who look like they're even younger than that, like studying their IDs in line for a bar. Like the bouncer knows that they're underage, but yeah, so that's kind of where it all stemmed from.
That's hilarious, dude. The Barstool storylines on how people get here and start like that fits right in.
Yeah.
Everyone's got some crazy story. So, and you've been here since college. So you were in New York for how long?
5-6 years.
Did you overall enjoy a good experience?
Yeah, it was a great experience. I lived in Hoboken, which I liked.
Yeah, I was
a lot better than the city. Like I like to have both. I like to be able to get out of the city at the end of the day. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think it was probably like the best time of my life to be there. Like I don't know how much I'd like want to go back. It's so expensive.
That was my thing on it. But I also wasn't there. Like you were there before COVID when it was probably really fun.
Yeah.
And so I moved up during COVID. And so I feel like my experience was different.
Yeah. There's a million things to do. But also like I'm not a guy who does a ton of stuff. I'm pretty simple. Like I kind of either like to stay home or go out to a bar with my buddies and watch sports. And that's kind of the extent. I don't need
so you can kind of do
crazy.
that anywhere.
Yeah. And I think here it's even better.
Yeah, no. And then when the Chicago thing came up, did you think about staying in New York or you knew you wanted to move here? Like what was the thought process?
Yeah, I kind of heard who was going and I got the invite and I was all for it. It wasn't too much hesitation. The only like hesitation was like I didn't really know if I was invited. Like I went like 6 months where like the only thing was like I passed Big Cat in the hallway and he's like, "Hey, you want to come to Chicago with us?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And I was just like, that was all I had for 6 months. I was like, was that a real offer? Do I start planning for this? I don't know. And then eventually kind of talked to like Hank and stuff about it and became like, yeah, this is real. And I was very into it.
It was a funny thing what he's talking about behind the scenes in that New York office, because the Chicago thing, people were like talking in hushed tones about it for
Yeah.
like 6-8 months. And like where I was at the time, I knew I was going to move back to New Orleans and move back to the South,
Yeah.
but stay with Barstool. And so I just kind of stayed away from it because I thought I was doing the South thing. And then look, like you never know what life happens.
Do you miss that? Like, do you love Chicago?
The
Or
Chicago
are
thing's
you
great. Look, it's great. This is the right 100% the right move. I love working in this office. I love all the people. Our work environment's so positive. We've got an amazing office. And then, I got a great place to live, love neighborhood. This is 100% the right move.
Yeah.
And like the thing with Barstool, and I think a lot of businesses realize this isn't just a Barstool thing. So many people went remote around the country during COVID, and there's a big people getting back in the office movement going around now in the country.
I think as there should be.
And there should be too. And like I was doing those, I had to do the work reports with Dave from New Orleans, and like I don't blame him. I would do that with me too. But I know when I debated it, I didn't even really debate it. Big Cat just said, "I need you in this office."
Yeah.
And I said, "Okay." But like me being in here day to day around the cameras and content, this is Big Cat said, "This is where the action is."
Yeah.
And Chicago's a 2-hour flight to anywhere in America. Like the New Orleans thing, I mean, I'm going to Hogs to the Cause this weekend. I rode to Mardi Gras Parade. I'm gonna go the second weekend of Jazz Fest.
Yeah.
I'm still part of it and gonna be there like 6 weekends a year and be there for all the big stuff anyway.
Yeah.
So
That's how I feel too.
that's the right compromise. But
Yeah.
this is too big of an opportunity. I would have been a fool if I didn't listen to Dan.
Yeah. And I don't know. It's just I think it's so important to just like be in your office, and especially here more than anything.
Because the camera, you're just always camera stuff. You
Yeah.
never know what's going to happen day to day. You just got to get it.
It working from home is kind of crazy that companies still let people do that. You just get so much less done when you're at home.
Yeah, no, and then my thing too, just calling myself out. I mean, I'm not a good blogger, and I would try to do blogs and whatever, but like I'm a very mediocre writer.
Yeah.
And so when you work remote and you're not a very good blogger, you're setting yourself up to not succeed. So like I thought about it. I was like, I want to be part of the future of this company. I got to move to Chicago.
100%.
So it's been great. Well, I'm glad it's going well for you so far. What are your plans for watching NC State in the Final Four? Men and women.
I'm going.
Go it.
Yeah. Shout out Big Cat. Big Cat.
Yes. That's why Dan's the fit.
He's unbelievable.
He does this for all our whenever spots like this come up.
Because I don't know. I would never ask. I don't know. I just don't like asking for like anything.
Yeah,
really.
you're pretty low key, dude.
And I think 1 minute left in the game, he goes, "You want to come with us?" And I was like, "Absolutely." And then 30 minutes, an hour after the game, texts me, he goes, "Pick some flights. I'll check in on hotels for you, and I'll figure out tickets."
Dude.
And I was like, "This is unbelievable." It was one of the coolest things ever.
And like, if you look back on this run, I know it's kind of been a whirlwind because it's like been 3 weeks. But if you would have thought at the beginning of that ACC tournament, you're going to be going to Scottsdale to see NC State play the Final Four, like what are the odds? Like, what would you say this was like a 500 to 1 shot, maybe 1,000 to 1?
Yeah.
They were going to have to win 9 in a row twice against Duke, once against Carolina.
Yeah, they'll come.
Like literally, I wonder what the odds on this were. Them winning 9 in a row money line if you did them all.
Oh, they showed. I think 2 games ago they showed if you bet $100 and just rolled it over on everything, it was like 2.1 million.
Yeah,
and that's without the past like 2 games.
I mean, like this is literally once. This is what makes sports great because this is something. This is totally a once in a lifetime run.
And it's just I don't know. It's so cool. Like I've forever tweet about NC State.
Oh yeah, you're the NC State Barstool, and no doubt.
Yeah, but usually nobody cares. I wouldn't care if I follow somebody and they're constantly tweeting about Nebraska or like another kind of just like school at that level. I'm like, I don't know, like this doesn't interest me. Now I post something about DJ Burns, it gets 1,000 likes in a second. Like people all care about NC State, which They never do.
Yeah, it's your moment. It's fun.
I know. It's very cool.
And so you're heading out Friday?
Yep.
Hell yeah. You're going to hit the Barstool bar?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, Barstool Scottsdale is awesome.
Yeah. I got to go there for the bachelor party. It was unbelievable.
So this whole thing started in Scottsdale watching the ACC tournament. You're ending it with the Final Four.
Which is, it does stink because a lot of my buddies aren't making the trip because we were all just there and like 2 weeks ago. So a lot of them can't like justify going back, but I'll represent them there.
Are do you know a lot of NC State people going? I'm sure y'all have a huge fan.
Yeah, it seems like a ton of people are going. So yeah, maybe meet some of them out there.
Going to the final. Oh, that's so amazing! I'm so happy that's working out for you. Well, what any project? What do you like? I'm sure the Steelers want to know like what's your day to day like here. I mean, you're always doing.
Yeah, my day to day is weird. I always struggle to explain like what I do here, and I do
too.
It's a tough thing where I try to explain it and I almost make it sound like I do nothing. But day to day is it's different every day, which is like I'm not like fully attached to a single show.
I feel like Advisors is the one you're
that's the only one I'm like is like my show that I'm like constantly working on. Not like my show. There's other people that work on it.
But you like but there's all the wild graphics in it though.
Yeah, which is like just a consistent thing I do. But everything else is like help out with the yak if I have time, kind of just making memes for that. A name show, like coming up with topics, kind of making memes when that goes on. I'll probably work today on a one shining moment of all like the gambling streams, get all like the best moments, put that in a video because that always does good. Do some stuff for Rubbing His Racing. I don't know. It's always just all
versatility.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. But yeah, it's just a mix of production and social stuff and kind of anything that I think's important to promote or should like get extra help a little bit.
That's the coolest. I mean, there's so many things that are amazing about working with this company, but like that freedom, like you really can create your own role.
Yeah.
Like, and
no, and it very much is. I think it kind of got to the point where it was like kind of just gas and then realize like I care a lot. I work very hard and they kind of just let me go. It's like if he's going to work hard on stuff and make anything, he can kind of do what he wants, which is very cool.
Hell yeah. Well, I'm glad. I mean, I've loved getting to know you the last couple of years. And I'm so happy for you about the Cincy State.
I appreciate it.
Like being an Ole Miss fan, another school that doesn't, when you're not one of the top national usual ones, and Ole Miss football is right now, but I always pull for schools like that just to like every fan base should have their day.
Yeah.
Like it's not when the same, like Bama football and that stuff, like it's not fun when the same fans, like what do they do to deserve that?
Yeah. No, I agree. And it'll be very fun to be in the stadium for that game because I think everybody who's not a Purdue fan is going to be rooting for NC State.
Oh, no doubt.
Because they're hateable.
And I mean, honestly, it's one of those things. I mean, it's the Edie Burns matchup is can Burns stay out of foul trouble? But I mean, y'all are an underdog again. Whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all are totally free rolling, playing with house money. I mean, Keith, y'all's coach, was probably getting let go.
Yes.
And then he won the ACC tournament and got a 2-year extension.
Yeah. And
it's like Major League.
Made a ton of money on this run. Every game we win, he gets a massive bonus.
I mean, like, I wonder what he was literally getting let go, and now you're in the Final Four. Sports are nuts.
I know.
Well, Quigs, just want to say thanks for joining us to Wake Up Mintzy. I wanted to, like, when I saw the NC State thing, I always wanted to get you on here, and I was like, it's the perfect time at NC State.
It's been a dream to be on the show.
Thank you. Hell yeah. And thanks to our presenting sponsors, Stella Blue and Dude Wipes. Find Dude Wipes all over the country, Walmart, Target, retail stores, clean up messes. I mean, just an unbelievable product. You'll never use dry toilet paper again. Just use it once and you'll be like, holy crap, where's this been all my life? Go get some Stella Blue coffee. Let's crush this Wednesday. Good luck, NC State in the Final Four. Thanks to Quigs and Tate for coming on. Tomorrow's going to be a fun one, too. We got a little Louisiana flair to this tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wake Up Mintzy. We'll have the guest announcement soon. And also, I'll be doing some videos pushing my Hawks to the Cause fundraising page if you want to support drop, even $5, $10, whatever. Every little bit counts for families fighting child cancer. I'll be doing that later today. And we'll be having a huge time in New Orleans Friday night, Saturday. Thanks to Tyler Moody, our producer, and all the Stewies. We'll be back tomorrow on Wake Up Mintzy. Get your freaking minds right, boys. Let's have a day.
Go Pack.
What's up, fellas? As y'all know, it's been a hell of a messy year. And the only thing messier than my online history are my big old fat sweaty dumps. That's why this season, I only trust Dude Wipes to handle my Mississippi mud pies.
Oh, Mintzy, you're cooking now. Ooh, wait.
When you're hot, you're hot.